Joining us is Elaine Klybon, Director of Personalized Learning in Keller ISD. So Elaine, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing in terms of the personalized learning piece for our teachers, getting them trained up for this next school year.
Well, the very first thing that came to my mind when all of this happened back in March was that we really needed to be sure to prepare our teachers for being able to logically translate what happens in the classroom to an online or digital setting. So that's really what my department really ramped up, the opportunities for teachers to learn how to become remote ready. So we've had about 1,800 teachers who have either gone through training or who have signed up for training to become remote ready and really understand how to do what I do best in the classroom, but in an online environment.
So that's the training of the teachers. From a parent's perspective or even from a student's perspective, if they're remote, if they're learning remotely, what resources are available to them so that the parents can help the kids learning? Because obviously we're not going to expect from 8 to 4 they're going to be glued onto the computer the entire time.
Absolutely not.
So what resources are we providing to them?
Yes, so one of the things that my department, along with some other departments, we're collaborating on is a good parent handbook or guide, so that they'll be able to know just the basics of what they need to know about technology, troubleshooting, or how to monitor my student, and also a lot of really important information about brain breaks and things like that. We absolutely will not want students to be sitting in front of a computer all day.
Great. So what does a typical remote learning day look like for, I know elementary school might look different than secondary, but can you kind of give a quick remote learning schedule of what it could look like?
Right. So one of the things that always comes up frequently when people ask me about online learning or virtual learning is that really everything is very similar to what happens in a classroom. So at the elementary level, students will have times of the day that they're working on specific kinds of content. As I said, they won't be sitting on that computer all day long, but they may have times where they'll log in, visit with their peers, have some small group instruction or one-on-one instruction or whole group instruction with their teacher at different points throughout the day. For the secondary students, they'll have a schedule just like they always have, where my first period class is with this teacher. Again, they're not going to be in there all during that period, but they'll log in at some point to get information or know what it is they need to be working on, and then they'll be able to work on that on their own.
So there's a couple words that get thrown around prior to the pandemic, which is virtual learning, and now we're using the word remote learning. So, and what I don't want to do is confuse people on if there's a difference between those two or not. So what is remote learning and what is virtual learning in the way we're using it here in Keller?
Right, and you're right. We've had the virtual learning program since 2014 in Keller. And what virtual is, these are students who have decided that online learning is the way that they learn best. It is not a situation where they've suddenly had to be online students. It is that they want to be an online student. In Keller, we, because of state regulations, we can't have a full-time online student, but we can have nearly full-time. And what I mean by that is that students could just be attending class for as little as one class period a day and take the rest of their classes online. So that's our virtual program. For the remote learning, that is specific to this current situation.
Got it.
Parents have decided, I want my child to stay at home while this is going on. Those teachers are still highly qualified Keller ISD teachers who will be teaching those students through digital platforms.
So absent the remote learning piece that we're dealing with now, this is not new to us. We've already been figuring out the virtual learning piece with a lot of our kids already.
Yes, we have.
How many kids do you think would have gone through that or are currently enrolled in our?
Well, on an average year, I have anywhere between 1,200 to 1,500 students who are partaking of some kind of online learning. For our nearly full-time virtual program, this last year we had about 100, and I anticipate having about twice that this year as that program grows.
Great. So what kind of flexibility can we offer to parents? You know, they might be remote only, but they also might have, you know, whether it's interruptions in their day where they have to be somewhere or they have to go to work. You know, what are some things that we can do to help support our parents in that effort? So one thing that we can't do is ask our teachers to work around the clock, obviously. But one of the things that really remote learning actually affords us the opportunity for is that work is all there all the time. Anywhere that you have a device and internet access, the students will be able to work on it on your schedule. And as far as those synchronous sessions, when teachers have Zoom sessions, teachers will handle those the same as they do an absence in their classroom, where they'll bring that student up to speed the next time that they talk to them on the things that they missed. So it's really not a lot different than how it is in the classroom. Got it. Anything else you want to add just to kind of help parents understand what our remote learning concept will be going forward?
Well, the one thing that I've noticed a lot as I scroll through social media is that a lot of parents are really kind of struggling with the idea of having to teach their children, and I just really hope to stress to them that it's our Keller ISD teachers who are going to be teaching their children, that the teachers are trained, they know what they're doing. Parents' roles are really not that different as they ever have been. It's monitoring your students' progress, encourage them to do their homework, and those kind of things.
Great. Well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your team for getting all this planned and put together, and for the training that you're providing to our teachers.
Happy to do it.